let's roll into a new segment called 3-Minute Lesson. This is where we're going to cram in as much knowledge as we can about a certain topic in 3 minutes. Today, Duncan has been voluntold that he has 3 minutes to tell us about programmatic advertising. And to help keep this segment to 3 minutes, we're bringing back an old friend. If you watched some of our first few episodes, you remember the horn? We used to blare the horn when you went too long. We brought it back. I've got it queued up here, ready to go. Get my timer set here for 3 minutes. Duncan, as the director of advertising at Strong Coffee, you use a variety of advertising platforms on a daily basis. Can you tell us in a nutshell, to people that maybe have no idea what this is all about, what's programmatic advertising?
Timer starts now, I'm assuming.
Timer starts now.
All right. So programmatic advertising is sort of a buzzword to describe advertising that is directed and controlled by machine learning or algorithms to try and find the right audiences. So it is a bit of a buzzword because if Google Ads does this, like Performance Max campaigns, display campaigns, they all have a level of interaction where they're trying to go and find audiences using signals that person is using as they navigate the web, using their search queries, etc., to try and find them and show ads to them that they think would be appealing. Programmatic does this to a little bit of a different level in the sense that it allows for some pretty customized targeting, and it also allows for access to platforms that Google doesn't always have access to. So a lot of the times you have access to third-party publishers, which kind of group together. So you might get stuff on Fortune or CNN or news sites or kind of high-profile websites that are not really offering Google ad space on their inventory. So programmatic often has like these little groups of websites that you can't normally reach in their repertoire. And they have their little tracking cookies on there that give them a little bit more detail as to what the people are searching for, what the content on the site is about. And it goes and tries to find people to show your ad to. It can get even more complex than that. I mean, you can do geofences with programmatic where, if you have a conference that people are attending and you want to try and hit people or kind of collect mobile IDs to show ads to people over a longer period of time, you can say, okay, I want to geofence this conference center for the 2 days of the conference, build my list of people that are attending there, and then I can advertise to them over the next month or so, as long as they were captured in that initial geofence. So that's pretty cool. It also gives you access to third-party lists. So a lot of companies have lists of individuals or lists of mobile IDs based on certain user behavior, which could be people who are shoppers, people who are, indigenous, people who just got out of high school, people who are parents with high school kids, tech-focused people with Apple phones. So kind of like there's so many different ways to target people, and we use them in a lot of different ways. But you can layer these on top of each other, and there's a big old algorithm behind it that's designed to try and drive conversions. All I will say is a lot of platforms, including Google, kind of offer something similar. I just find that generally programmatic is probably the be-all, end-all of the cool stuff that you can do. The geofencing is really kind of neat, and it gets really narrow with the people you're trying to target. So a lot of people like it. Boom.
That was good, Duncan.
That was great.
Mic drop.
Wow. Good job, Duncan. Good job. Clap for yourself if you want, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's so much in there, Duncan. But yeah, the idea of basically using different technology to help kind of automate and find new audiences. And like you said, programmatic isn't necessarily like there's some platform called programmatic. It's just that kind of buzzword that's kind of an umbrella term for using new technologies to find people, get in front of people, using different data points, etc. So good job. Well done, Duncan. Anything you want to add, even though the horn is blown? Or I think you were wrapping up right at the right minute.
I was. The only thing I'll add is generally programmatic deals in CPM, which is cost per 1,000 impressions. So it is an impression-based platform. Whereas things like Google Ads, while they can do impression-based, usually we lean towards conversion-focused bidding strategies or even click-based bidding strategies. Programmatic does kind of have that, but generally they lean towards the impressions. So it's a little bit different of a model in that sense. It's more about visibility. So we tend to see it more often used for awareness campaigns or people trying to just get their message in front of people. It doesn't work quite as well when it comes to driving conversions, which is where Google search, some things like Meta, formats, whatever that may be. So generally it's not used by the regular mom and pop because it's more for that overall brand awareness and exposure than anything else.
Nice job. And you mentioned Google. I guess ad roll would be another way if somebody wanted to kind of investigate this further. Different platforms.
I would recommend StackAdapt personally.
Yeah.
They have a lot of cool tools in there that if you ever get a chance to look at it, I mean, that's a self-serve programmatic platform that's pretty cool and it gives you a lot of tools under your tool belt, including everything I mentioned from the geofencing, the third-party lists, and the really cool targeting parameters. Like it's all in there. So, and it's growing. They launched. They have what's it called? Digital TV on there. They have radio platforms. Like basically any kind of digital channel they can have a touch point on. So I would recommend
all-in-one tool. Thank you, Duncan. Well done.